Back from Once Upon a Time, this is episode 5 of season 5, and I'm excited to carry on to what's going to happen next as we delve deeper into the season. Arthur, he's up to shenanigans, and he got some, dust sand thing, made a kingdom, is, forced Guinevere to be on his side about things, and he's up to no good, basically. So we've got some trouble going on with that in the flashbacks, and obviously he also used the sand on Mary Margaret and David, so they're kind of enthralled by him. We have Merida, who's now in Storybrooke. Emma kind of brought her back to train Rumpel up to become someone who can take the dagger out or whatever. So a little bit of advancement there. Hopefully we get a lot more focus on the present day story in this one. So I felt like the last one, the last few episodes haven't really advanced that plot basically at all. They've focused quite heavily on the flashbacks, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but I think it's time now to have a lot more present day stuff going on. But who knows? They still have a lot to reveal, I guess, about those missing 6 weeks in Camelot. But either way, I'm excited to see what's going to happen next. Quick note as well, before we get into this one, I did have a few comments over the last 3 episodes saying that I should watch Brave, obviously the film that Merida was in, before we got into these next few episodes. So I've watched Brave, I watched it yesterday, really enjoyed it actually, it was really good. So I'm a bit more aware of that whole story and Merida's past and everything, so hopefully if a lot of that comes up, and I assume it will, otherwise you wouldn't have asked me to watch Brave, I'll be a bit more prepared for it, so that's exciting as well. Either way, let's see what's going to happen next and get into the next one. Ah, this guy.
My God.
If only you had. Oh dear, well. Oh no. The tree!
You really think giving the dagger to Arthur is the best way to help Emma?
We trust
No.
him.
Implicitly.
Hand over the dagger.
What are you doing? Dark magic. No. You can't keep using it. It's a risk I'm willing to take.
Oh man. Does she snap
I
getting
scaled
Merlin
that
out?
slippery slope. You know where it got me. All due respect. Who's this girlfriend?
Well, if it's dating tips you need, lad, I know my way around women.
Over your dead body.
Yeah.
Let's start planning. Who's this girlfriend?
Is that Coretta's car for sale?
What do you know about her? Val, what
Wow.
is it? It's Rumpel.
You should really just let me go.
If you love me, let me go.
I need to see Val. You will always lose the ones you love the most.
That does seem to be a theme.
Merida.
Yeah. Hindsight's
Yes.
2020 for
Dark
gold.
one.
But I'm thinking I can break your spell.
Now take him to the woods.
She's broken a spell before. I know that now. Oh, wow. That's quite the collection.
Do you have to wave it over someone to capture a memory? I don't. If a tear of lost love trapped Merlin, then another one might be able to get him out. So what do you say?
From who?
Let's go get ourselves a tear.
She passed away before I even learned to gallop.
My dad died before I really got the chance to know him.
Oh,
There's just so much I wish I could tell him. You know?
I'm sure he'd be proud that you just compared him to a horse. This is where he cuts the horse's head off by accident. Oh!
You're Violet's father?
You may address me as Sir Morgan.
I don't like the name Morgan in Arthurian legend.
Will you protect my daughter with your pen?
Alright.
Violet belongs with someone who will become
Pen's mightier than a sword, you
a
dick.
hero.
I'm gonna find your horse, Violet. And I know just the person to help.
But if words won't drive you, we'll have to figure another way now, won't we? There has to be something. And I'm gonna find it.
Oh dear. Well, time to leave town, Belle.
So the horse likes pumpkin, huh?
I've missed this. Us. Operation Cobra.
Me too.
What song?
Only you.
Did your dad teach you that move?
He said it always works.
Did with me.
If I try, I could be something better than I am.
Impossible.
You didn't change for the better. You.
But do you really think a girl from Camelot would be interested in someone who's just like every other boy around here? Remember when I told you about Daniel?
Fair point. Okay, his mum's giving him dating advice. Who'd have thought it?
I think I might know where to get our missing ingredient to free Merlin. From me.
Oh.
You always have to do what's best for your children.
And you didn't. Oh, Regina.
I'm sorry.
Oh, of course she wouldn't have seen that before. It's really brave of her to
He says he's got Emma.
put herself through that again.
You told him.
Should let Henry in. Do you have anything of his on you? I do now.
You're our hero.
That's very clever. I like that. This is wholesome as hell.
It's soda. Here.
Other brands are available. Cheers.
Are you courting me?
Maybe.
I just don't think I feel the same way about you as you do me.
Well then you have terrible taste. Get out.
What? I thought we were just spending time together as friends. And I liked it better that way.
Oh, she said the F word. It's worse than the other F word in this situation. Oh. Oh, buddy. On the plus side, she doesn't remember that, I assume. There we go. I mean, you could just open the door.
That'll do.
That'll do, donkey.
Mom, this
That'll
is
do.
genius.
Careful, honey. I got this.
No, the horse was scared of her in the flashbacks.
Stop! Can't believe I'm about to say this, but it could be booby-trapped. You could get killed.
I didn't know you cared.
I think I know how Emma took her memories.
Oh, of course, yeah. You mentioned that at the start. Ah, okay.
Her heartbreak wasn't strong enough. What? No, I know. It was real. Look, there's Robin now. You've moved on. You've healed.
Oh, okay.
Hey. Sorry I'm late.
Henry, are you
Oh,
okay?
they can use his tear. Oh no, I don't want to see this.
Henry?
Oh, buddy.
She didn't want anything to do with me. Henry. Violet's
Henry, cry a bit more. Come on. Turn your cheek that way. Oh, I feel so bad. She did still want to be friends, though. It's not like she wanted nothing to do with you. Oh, well, you go away, sir. You stay away from the tree.
I won't ask twice.
I won't ask
You and your
twice.
people have done nothing but lie to me.
Come get it. Now, Emma.
Unlimited power! She's enjoying it, though.
We both know that broken soul can't hurt me.
This is not finished.
Yeah, that's right.
I've spent years trying to reunite them.
That's why you were so interested in the dagger when you arrived.
I apologize for not telling you sooner, but I had to make sure I could trust you. The restored weapon has great power.
All your
It can
people have
eradicate
done
all
is
dark
lied
magic
to me. Like a traditional hero.
This is Henry.
You've made
I think it's going to go differently this time
We owe you a great deal of thanks.
than when they remember.
There's nothing, sir.
Reminding you what you have to fight for.
Good.
Because we've got a long way to go before you're ready to take on Emma. I can tell us what happened in Camelot.
Well, what are we waiting for?
That'd be nice. Binge it. Plenty of box sets on there.
See, aren't you?
Violet,
Can you keep a secret?
Of course.
Emma made her lie, didn't she?
Because Henry can never know about this.
That's why she rejected him.
Violet, listen.
Oh my god, that is savage. Savage! Emma! That was unfortunate.
Expecting someone older. Yes. Well, let's just say that being a tree, good for your skin. Now that the great sorcerer, is your heart truly ready to be free? Because it is as much up to you as me.
Oh, she liked how that spell was.
Now you're breaking an entry.
Oh no, you don't get to be self-righteous with me.
No, I was gonna
Not
say.
after what you've done.
Maybe you're the one causing pain.
Wow. Listen to you trying to justify everything.
Yeah, bitch please.
I'm the one on the moral high ground. You've fallen quite a ways, Miss Swan.
Maybe you've been through too much.
Were you afraid of Merlin and Camelot?
No. I mean, you only have yourself to blame. Oh. Oh. Dramatic shutting of curtains. You fucked up. Okay, I really enjoyed this episode a hell of a lot. Lots of good stuff. And we got a few answers as well. We got to see how Merlin ended up as a tree in the first place. We saw how they got him out. We found out how everyone kind of lost their memories and a few more details about what happened in Camelot. But also, what I really wanted from the episode was more focus in the present day stuff, and we got a ton of that, so I'm really happy with that. I think that shows that they were aware how much, you know, particularly in the last episode, it was kind of flashback heavy, so I'm glad they kind of balanced it out again with this one. That was a very good choice. And the fact that Henry got so much to do, which is always good in my book, even if he got his heart broken. And by Emma, she orchestrated it all. I think that is the true kind of showcase of her going down this dark path and really removing herself. You know, it was that act of true love from Emma to Henry that broke Regina's curse in season 1. You know, the fact that he had the heart of the truest believer and she caused that heart to be broken and take some love away from him. I think that kind of stark contrast in Emma's actions towards Henry just shows how much being the Dark One has changed who she is and how she acts, even if she can't really see that herself. I don't think the Dark One necessarily has self-awareness of just how evil they can be, which I like. It's interesting because everyone's the hero of their own story, and a lot of that was kind of ingrained in Henry's arc in this one as well, trying to be the hero, and he thought he had to live up to what Violet's dad thought of him or what he thought of himself. So that kind of insecurity about, you know, how important he may be to someone. That was all really well done. I liked that. I can imagine a lot of people like rolling their eyes at like a Henry likes a girl romance story, but I think it does help that, you know, Henry's my cinnamon roll. So I really enjoyed that. But yeah, that guy, I can't remember, was that episode 1 that we saw like younger Emma in the cinema and that guy was talking to her and warning her? I assume that was Merlin then. We got confirmation that that was him, so that's really cool. Hopefully we'll get a lot more of him. He had a few kind of snarky funny lines that I appreciated as well. I liked his line about, you know, being a tree for hundreds of years or whatever. It's really good for your skin. That was quite funny. So I'm intrigued to see how things do play out further in the Camelot flashbacks now that Merlin's around. How does Arthur kind of wiggle his way out of that? Where is Merlin in the present day storybook? Does Emma bring Merlin with her? Is he locked up somewhere like Gold was, or Merida was, or is he not in storybook? And exactly how things pushed it even further and further that Emma did become the Dark One and fully embrace the darkness. Because I liked what Merlin was saying, like he couldn't remove the darkness from her unless she was truly 100% willing to let it go. And I think we've kind of seen a lot of glimpses that she's not. When she was casting that spell to release Merlin, using that dark magic and everything, you know, you could tell she was really enjoying that power. So I imagine that kind of is going to play a key role in that, but I'm really excited to find out more. But I very much enjoyed all the flashbacks in this one because, you know, they weren't quite as heavily focused, which I think we did need. And Merlin was just like, oh, you've been, that sand that Arthur's used on you. Oh, forget that. It's fine. That almost makes me think, like, why did they even bother having them fall under that spell? But I guess they just needed to prolong things a little bit longer because it was basically instantly fixed. But I don't mind. I feel like they've already done to death people being affected by spells. So I guess we didn't need yet another one. So Mary Margaret and David is fine, which I don't mind. So yeah, everything in those flashbacks was cool, and Henry and Violet having this kind of connection. The dad, Morgan. I don't know if that's going to be like Morgan the Fey or something, if they've kind of had a twist in the tail with that character, since it's all Arthurian stuff, I don't know. But either way, I liked seeing that kind of connection, and clearly he had a crush on her that was growing and changing and evolving, kind of his first love. But behind the scenes we were seeing Emma and Regina pairing up to try and make the spell to free Merlin, because she found the Dreamcatcher thing, which is pretty cool. I have a Dreamcatcher in my room. I mean, it's my sister's technically, because I just moved into her room and she moved out. But I have one, so that's fun. It doesn't do what any of those ones in the show could do, though, unfortunately. But I really did enjoy the focus on that, and how many links to like lost loves was in this episode, because Henry seemingly got his heart broken because of Violet apparently didn't feel the same. They went back to Regina losing Daniel. I like that they showed that again to try and get that tear. There's a few references to obviously Neil and Bellfire, however you want to refer to him, because Emma and Henry had a little moment when they kind of remembering him in the car. So it's kind of that long running theme throughout the episode as well, which I did enjoy. And the fact, Arthur was kind of slowly losing Guinevere's love, but she's still under his influence right now with the sand and stuff. All really well done and kind of tied in to the story. In a way, I suppose you could say Gold as well, and Belle being separated right now. But yeah, seeing that Emma kind of orchestrated that to get this spell to work, and that reveal through the Dreamcatcher was very cleverly written. I liked that a lot. I know it's the classic kind of tropey, someone walks in at the wrong moment and overhears this information, but, we've had so many times where it's been Regina in that position, that Henry doesn't trust her or thinks she's evil and, doesn't want anything to do with her. So it's kind of cool to see it on the other foot with Emma. I mean, it's painful, because I hate to see, Henry mad at Emma, but she did wrong. She's a wrong one, because she's the dark one now. So even then, the darkness was kind of creeping into her, because she just casually stole this little girl's heart and said, "You're going to break my son's heart. Thanks, bye." So I did think that was quite something when she rejected him in those scenes, but it did make me very sad. Kind of seeing Henry that heartbroken. But I think she does genuinely like him, and, obviously that was Emma's manipulation that caused all that. So there definitely seemed to be that spark again in the present day stuff before Henry realised what had been going on, which probably is going to ruin it all over again. But who knows? But I did like the contrast in Henry and Violet's relationship, how that turned out in Camelot, and Henry's interactions with Violet's father compared to how it was in the present day stuff, finding the horse and everything. But again, just showing the big kind of game plan that Emma has as the Dark One, all these different schemes going on. I'm looking forward to seeing them all kind of come together in different ways. So that was all very well done, and a lot of the main characters like Regina and Hook and everyone kind of found out about Excalibur being in Emma's house. So a bit of progression there as well, and they don't quite know the extent of what Emma's planning yet. But that final scene with Regina and Emma as well, Emma accidentally kind of spilled the beans that they did actually get Merlin out. So lots and lots of actually progression in the present day timeline, which I really did need after last week's episode. So I'm glad we got a lot of revelations there. So yeah, everything with Henry and Violet, I really like that little story. I think it's sweet, and hopefully it will be continued. But it is so sad to see what Emma's capable of as the Dark One in terms of, wiping everyone's memories, just from like a point of view like that, with her sheer power, but also the heartbreak she can cause with her own son, what she did. Who would have thought I'd be on like Team Regina over treatment of Henry, given how season 1 was playing out? But I like that kind of things have really switched around, and Regina even made comments about that. If I have the moral high ground, you know how far you've fallen. So that was really cool. The show again not being that afraid to really reference its past, And Regina even comparing what Emma was saying and justifying herself to what Cora did to justify Daniel's death. So really nice parallels there that I think were very strongly written in this episode in terms of that and how all these key things were set up and played out. Really, really good stuff. And yeah, just to see Henry get a big storyline of his own was really good. And I thought Jared did a really great job on like the emotional stuff and that kind of first heartbreak when you think they don't like you back. I really did enjoy that. That's a horrible word to say I enjoyed it, but you know what I mean. It was an interesting story to go through that heartbreak and like got the spell to work and everything. And then everything with Merida and Gold, the fact that she worked out a way of forcing him to fight, because of course he's going to fight for Belle and the Chipped Cup and everything, that kind of their love story. She knew how to use that against him and she's going to rally him up. But I like that she does seem to be brave enough to have her own little intentions, and maybe it's not going to be as simple as I'm going to make you a hero so you can take the sword out of the stone for Emma. I'm going to train you to fight so we can take down Emma potentially together. But also, you know, Merida and Lancelot in the flashbacks seem to be cooking up a plot, so I imagine they'll have to revisit that at some point, whereas Lancelot in Storybook. So it could be lots of different alliances coming together. I mean, ultimately, I know Emma will, you know, be restored back to normal. I think that's kind of a given. I'd be very surprised if she's just like this now forever. But I still don't know how that's going to happen. I don't know, you know, how the power shift is going to change from episode to episode. I'm still really liking that a lot. And if they're like as well structured and written as this episode in particular was, I think we're in for a really great rest of this arc. Because I do feel like the momentum's being pushed now, and it really did need that after the last couple of episodes that were very flashback heavy. So that was all really cool. Yeah, Arthur's still just being a little snake. And yeah, overall, just a really, really solid episode. I love that they focus so much on like past events and how that could tie into the story of like heartbreak and lost love and lots of references in that sense. Getting a lot of answers about, you know, the memory loss, Merlin, all of that was very well done, very well explained, very satisfying as well to get those answers. But there's still obviously a lot of missing gaps in exactly what went down, how Emma really went over the edge. But I thought they also showcased really well what Emma is capable of as the Dark One, and that whole manipulation of Violet and Henry and Regina being able to be the one to say, bitch, please, what are you doing? Henry does not want to speak to you. I have the more high ground, go away. So that could be a really interesting shift to see how Henry's going to treat Emma going forward. Because they did kind of have like an Operation Cobra mission again, to like restore a happy ending, to try and find the horse. But again, that was all Emma's own manipulation. So I really like that side of Emma's version of the Dark One. I still do wish she was a bit like, whoa, just because I think that's so much more of a stark contrast to what Emma used to be. But I do like the really manipulative, cold side to her. Even if I feel like from how like the lines are delivered and stuff, I wish the two Emmas were a bit more distinct personally. But I do like how capable this Emma does seem to be of twisting things around and almost clinching and salvaging these relationships. And she still does want to salvage those relationships. I think we kind of see glimpses of that as well. She still wants a relationship with Hook and Henry and everything, but the sheer nature of what she's doing, that can't happen. But she doesn't see that, which I think is very interesting. So yeah, really, really great episode. I love this one a hell of a lot. Definitely one of my favourites of the season so far. I feel like I've said that for like 3 or 4 of the episodes, and there's only been 5 so far. But really strong, this one in particular. Lots of satisfying answers. Loved the focus on Henry, his little story, how that tied into like the theme of lost love that was running throughout the whole episode. Emma and Regina had a lot of scenes together, both in past and present, and that kind of contrast was really interesting to how things used to be at the start of the show. Yeah, moved the plot along in a really great way. A lot of focus on the present day stuff, which I was very happy about, but also some really interesting, satisfying answers about some missing gaps in the past. So awesome episode. Can't wait to see where they're going to take this next. And until the next reaction, which will probably be in 2021, just letting you know. So thank you for supporting these reactions this year. There's probably going to be the last reaction I film before Christmas, certainly. So yeah, thank you for all your support for another year of Once Upon a Time. Who knows where we'll be this time next year, probably nearly done, if not done, which is a scary thought. But either way, really enjoyed this episode a lot. And until my next reaction, thanks for watching.